is going on, everybody? It's your boy the SLAP Train, and welcome back to some Gran Turismo 6, gentlemen. Today we are doing a drift build on a 1989 R32 right now. Total cost for this build was about $80,000. Pretty much made me go broke on this thing. You know, I worked pretty hard the first day that this came out to get quite a bit of cash, and right at the end of the night, I figured why not do, you know, one solid drift build just to end it off, and that's what we pretty much did. And this game is a lot different than Forza Motorsport 5 by a lot of things. You know, the way that you tune, the way that everything handles, just everything is different compared to Forza 5. And I mean, obviously, you know, two completely different games, but you gotta understand, you gotta respect both games for what they are and for what they offer. So right now we're gonna jump right into the upgrades. This is definitely from a brand new perspective for me. You know, I did a little bit of Gran Turismo 5 last year, a little bit, and you know, I mean, everything looks about the same. The way you upgrade, the way you do this and do that, everything looks about the same. There wasn't a lot of upgrading that was really offered for the car. I mean, besides a couple spoilers, I figured just to keep it, you know, very stock, very clean. And what I did like was the rim selection on this game. You know, the rims, they had a lot to offer. The detail wasn't really there for a lot of the rims. You know, it was kind of hard to really tell what they were. But I mean, obviously, you gotta expect that from a game, you know, that has so much content involved. It's very tough for them to really put together as many things as they did. But with saying that, though, I mean, Forza's got to take some notes on these rim selections, man. There's a lot of different rims for each car. You know, there's two different types of rims for each set. You know, you can do different rim sizes as well, too. So, I mean, this is just scratching the surface of what you can do on Gran Turismo. I'm planning on doing a lot more builds like these, you know, when I get some more cash. I don't know if you guys can still gift cars my way, but if that's something that you guys want to do for some builds, you know, let me know. And, you know, I can get some cars gifted and do builds off of those. And, you know, do maybe a special subscriber, you know, build section where I do that. For upgrades on the car, we went with the stage 1 weight reduction. Two reasons why. One, we didn't have a lot of cash, so it was kind of like a build on a budget, to be honest with you. And for the engine upgrade, you know, I felt that the stage 1 was going to be enough. You know, 245 horsepower felt a little bit unnecessary for an extra, what, 8 grand on the damn thing? Oh, almost 12 grand on that. So, you know, I figured play it safe. We're going to go with stage 1. I went with the intake tuning on this. Brought that all the way up to 269. We did the semi-race exhaust, brought it up to 291. And then we went with the exhaust manifold, which brought it up as well, too. Went with the turbo kit on here. You know, I felt that it needed to have some sort of turbo to get up on the horsepower through those sections when, you know, you're trying to get the drifts going, slide them out. We didn't do the race training. I really wanted to do something with the transmission, but as I said, I didn't have the cash. I went with the twin plate clutch instead. Just a little bit easier shifting, going through the corners, you know, not as kind of rocky and allowing the gears to go through properly. I had to go with the top-of-the-line suspension, the fully customized suspension, and at the end of it, I didn't have enough, so we stuck with the Comfort Softs on the tires. So, realistically, you know, if I had a little bit more money, it would have went a little bit, maybe a little bit easier. But for the tune on this guy, this is tune number 1. I did a lot of fine-tuning. That's really what I've noticed about this game. This game has a lot to do with fine-tuning. You really need to be going over your tune, you know, trying to fix it on the fly. And that's what I really enjoy about this game, is that you can't really drift, you know, a single car the same way twice. Or a different car the same way twice. So, what I did for this tune, you know, I kind of started with a nice base, you know, on 5s on the roll bars and everything else all around. I played it safe with the camber. I didn't do too much aggressiveness on that. I kept it within the 1 mark just to kind of, you know, just slightly camber it a little bit, see where it goes, see how it feels, and then tune it from there. So this is my very first drift run on GT6. I mean, didn't go quite as planned, but right here, you know, we throw it out, I hit the e-brake and kicked it right back. So this game is a lot different than Forza by huge like counterparts. I mean, this game, you cannot really yank the e-brake as much as Forza. You really got to let the car do the work for you. So you really got to kind of feint into each corner without yanking the e-brake too hard, but at the same time, you know, being able to yank it enough where you can really slide these corners. And after a while, you know, I started getting used to it. Right here, I kind of pulled out a few drifts with the second gear. I felt like if I could have made that second gear a little bit longer, or if I had some more horsepower to stretch out the third gear, I think that this car would have been absolutely mint, and I think I'm going to do that when I get a little bit extra cash going on. Now, one thing compared to Forza is the sounds on this. The sounds are absolutely horrendous. These cars just sound horrid coming through these corners, you know, drifting, even the engine itself. And I mean, I'm going to have to live with it for the time being. I'm going to probably play some music overlays, but yeah, just the noises and the drifting sounds, the engine sounds are just absolutely terrible. So after that, I figured out, you know, the front of the car was a little bit too loose. So I went ahead and I tightened the front of it a little bit. So what we did here, we went to the suspension. We completely slammed the ride height, you know, bringing the center of gravity right down to its max. We kept a lot of the same things. So we kept the spring rates around roughly the same. Now, the biggest changes that I did make were the camber, the toe, and the dampeners on the front. So, you know, the fronts, I went up to 5. On the rears, I went to 3. Just because I felt that the front end, you know, didn't kick out as much. The toe was at 0.37. Felt like it got enough angle for the horsepower that I had, but this did not have a lot of horsepower. This only had about, I think, little under, I'd say like 300 to 400, not even. So, I mean, this thing was really pushed to its limits. This is our last and final replay with the final tune on here, and absolutely killing this section, gentlemen. Look at the smoke show right now. Just ripping it up in this 89 R32. Absolutely love the car. I definitely give it a good score on this. I'm not going to rate it yet until I can finally, you know, do some solid driving and have some solid cash to spend on it. But I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, make sure you guys leave a like and a comment. And let me know what car you guys want to see next for next episode. If I have the money, if I have the upgrade, you know, I'll do it. But, I mean, really, when it comes down to drifting in this game, it's all about the feint. It's all about using the car's momentum to bring it in. But, I mean, after the tune right here, we're holding it side to side, coming down Silverstone National right now. Just all kinds of control with this car. So, I mean, really, I was happy with the build. I felt like I could pretty much drift any track with this car right now, and I want to be able to continue doing this for multiple cars going on too. So if you guys have any tips for me in terms of tuning, let me know in the bottom. If you guys have any kind of pointers, tips. I know comfort hards are usually the go-to tires on here. Obviously, I didn't have enough cash to do so, but we're going to be getting that at a later point in time. But, you know, this game has a lot to offer. I cannot wait to dive into it. First drift build on GT6, gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy it. It's your boy, the SLAPTrain. I'm out. Peace.